That's only happened once in the 23 years I've been at Boulder. Only once have we exceeded the 100,000. So that's an important aspect of what I do, is managing the lawsuits. Okay, yes, good question, because I was just about to get into some of the, to answer some of the questions you have. How long have I been? I've been with Bullard 23 years, and I have about 32 years experience doing risk management, so I've been doing it a long time.
So,
And I love it. I love what I do. That's one of your questions too. What other questions do you have? This class is a little sleepier. That may be it, that may be it. Yes.
Do you like your career?
I love it. I
Okay.
love doing what I do, yes.
why
And
do
that, it is because, well, first of all, I've been able to, I lived in Lexington, Kentucky, which is where our company is located not far from there, in Cynthiana, Kentucky. So I lived in Lexington with Jennifer and our other children for 6 years, and then we moved out here to Utah. And I'm able to telecommute, so I work remotely for my company. Because most of the time I spend is now occupied by managing the litigation which we have, the lawsuits, and I'll talk to you about those in a minute. But yes.
So do you like make,
I'll let you think about your question.
what do you do every day? Do you like go and sit at a desk?
Good, good. Actually, my office is in my home, I just came from there, and yeah, I go downstairs, and I have an office, it has French doors, and so I can close the doors if I need, if something's going on in the house and I can work. Most of what I do is on the computer now, or a telephone, and it's done through emails. If I get a new lawsuit, they're emailed to me by a law firm, or two, and so I can manage them right there. So, yeah, I work remotely the last, let's see, it'll be 17 years in November. So, good question, yes.
How many years of experience do you have?
32. 32 years in risk management, yes.
So, are you the only one that gets to work remotely, or do a lot of your employees get to?
Well, we have regional sales people who live around the country and around the world. We have offices in Singapore and Germany, and we have people there who work sort of remotely, but I'm the only person who does
What you do?
this unique function remotely, yes, or a unique function remotely, yes.
What classes do you take to
Good,
be
good.
that?
Yeah, it's really important if you, risk management's a good career to get into, first of all, let me say that, because a lot of people are my age and starting to retire, and they need new people, and there aren't many schools who offer risk management as a major. You don't necessarily need to major in risk management, but if you had classes in math, if you got really good at math, and finance, economics, business, and maybe some point along the line, if you had a business law class, those would be really good backgrounds to risk management. So those are the kinds of things, math, particularly finance, economics, and business. Business law, yes.
We have a class that you have to take in the state of Utah called financial literacy, and it goes over insurances as well. So that'd be a really good one to have under your belt
Yes,
too.
it sounds like. I've been trying to get a program started at UVU, a risk management major started, because there aren't, in terms of the West, there's one at New Mexico State, there's one at Cal State Fullerton, there are classes at the University of Denver, but nobody has a real good major in the West here. There are many of them in the East, many good universities. So, and the good thing about risk management is that if you're interested in it, you can get a scholarship if you apply. If you're good, you have good grades. They're merit-based scholarships. So, and I'll write down the name of the website in case you want to just go there. I happen to be on the board of that foundation. So Spencer Educational Foundation is a foundation established by my professional society that offers scholarships up to $5,000 And if you're going for a master's, it's up to $10,000, so. Again, that's a website, that's a resource that's available to you. But you don't necessarily need to major in risk management as long as you have that background, and there are other courses you can take. Locally, there's what they call an associate in risk management, an ARM program that's offered, and you can do that. Yes?
So, is it only machines that make the hats, or do people have to like do stuff with them?
Yeah, the hats are, they're made by a machine. Yes, it's a huge machine, and it's a 200 or 400 ton, I don't know if it, I think they can use either, 400 ton molding machine. So what happens is these plastic beads go into the machine, there is a form in there that molds the hat to its shape, and then the thing opens, and now we have robots that take them out.
Oh,
We have a
whoa.
robot that takes it out and does the part,
So,
because when it comes out, it has a thing of plastic that sticks up here, because that's where the plastic goes in, so that it's called a sprue, and that sprue has to be cut off, and the robot does that. It takes it to a machine which cuts it off. It puts these labels in here. This is another part of my job too. We have to warn about different things, different uses or misuses of our product. And if I take this one for example, let me give you a ridiculous example. Where's the blaster?
Kind of like when you put a Pop-Tart in the toaster, it says caution, it may be hot.
Yes. Or don't touch because you may burn yourself. But this air supplied respirator, you wouldn't think of it as an underwater thing, right? Some people might use it that way though. Some people might be just ignorant enough to take this thing and put it on and go underwater. And that's not what it's used for. They probably drown, okay? So I have to put a warning on the product that says don't use for scuba diving or underwater protection, okay? So we have to warn, and that's another part of my job, is to go over the literature that the company puts out to make sure we're not saying something, or we are saying things properly, okay? Lots of questions.
So is it important for you to know how to write for your job?
Yes, I deal with attorneys, I deal with insurance executives, so writing skills are very important.
He once told me that if he could go back, he would be an English major before law school, just because all the reading and the writing.
When I was interested in going to law school, people said you should major in political science, so I did. If I had to do over, I would major in English, because it's a foundation for reading, writing, and everything you do in law school. Plus, you do a lot of analysis and reading and evaluating and that sort of thing. So that's a very good skill. You also, in terms of risk management skills, you need to have good interpersonal relations. In other words, you need to be able to interact with people very well, okay? Interpersonal skills. You also need computer skills, Excel, for example, learning to do Excel spreadsheets, learning to do PowerPoint presentations. Those things are very important. Okay, yes, did you get a question?
what made you decide that you wanted to major in risk management?
First of all, I didn't major in it. I just kind of found my way into risk management through the insurance side of things. And then I became aware of this guy with the state of Maine who was doing risk management. It wasn't even called that. It was called Executive Secretary to the Maine Insurance Advisory Board, a long title for this position. And I got hired for it, and so that was the first thing I said. We need to do away with this board, and